Hi guys, welcome back to another Create a Card. This one's for Hippity Hop Monday. Today Eva challenged us to use some canvas or fabric on our cards, so I'm going to be doing that. Today's card's pretty quick and easy, so let me show you what stamps we're using. I'm using the Because of You saying from Love and Return, and then I'm also using the large flower from Now and Always. I'm just going to be using the center of that one. The paper I'm going to be using today is by Basic Gray. It's the Basics line, and I'm using a couple different paper pads. I believe it's the Manila and then also the craft one. I just had a little scrap piece there that I was showing you. And I'm making a 5.5 by 4.25 card, so I'm just scoring the sheet at 5.5. I use lots of light score marks and do them over each other so I don't end up ripping the paper. I'll put my score tool away here. So I have my card base done, so now let's go ahead and work on a flower element that I'm going to be making. I just want the center of this flower, so I'm just going to cut a piece of scrap paper here about the size of that. Okay, so I'm using, I can't remember which color box chalk ink. I think, yep, it's the dark brown. And I'm just going to be cutting out the center of this flower. I leave a little bit of an edge. It helps it look cleaner. Okay, so that's done. And now I'm just going to kind of lay out what I'm going to be using on this card. It's a pretty simple card. There's not a lot of elements going on. So I'm just kind of seeing how I want my pattern paper and my flower kind of laid out here. And that looks good. So I'm going to glue down this dotted piece of scrap paper. Okay. And now this is actually my fabric part of the card. I'm just adding some glue to the back so I can keep these threads in line so they don't peek out. And it's just a strip of twill ribbon, I guess you could call it, and I zigzagged along the sides, and then the edges are actually burnt with like a match or something. I burnt it. I can't remember what those called. They're like electric lighters. Okay, so I'm just gonna put the saying down again in that dark brown ink. I'm just gonna put it beneath that last strip. And then now I'm just gonna build my flower up. This is a paper flower by Basil. And I'm using this foam tape because it's not so thick, and I'm going to have a couple layers, so I didn't want to be too thick and bulky. I'm going to grab a glue dot for that button. They seem to work the best for buttons. Okay. So I'm looking at this and I don't like how much white space is at the bottom, so I'm going to trim off about 1/2 inch at the bottom down here, and I like that much better. And I'm just going to round my corners. And that does it for this week's card. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you guys will play along with this week's challenge to use some canvas or fabric on your cards. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time, and I hope you have a great week. Bye.